Alright, greetings and salutations! My name is Fire, and welcome back for more Digital Devil Saga 2 of the Shin Megami Tensei Persuasion. In the last episode, we started the EGG facility, and in this episode, we're gonna finish it up. In fact, we're gonna have it's gonna be a fun day here at DDS2. DD's nuts, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm really just wondering, like, people work here. Like, and this is the most labyrinthine place to work. And then there's, like, 2 desks. Like, probably a grand total of, like, 4 people can work in a room. There's no bathrooms. I haven't seen, like, a break room or a place to eat. And then, like, some of these hallways are, like, stupidly long, like... Anyway, you can do some field hunting here, but I don't really want to do any field hunting. Because I wish I could just save all the field hunting for later in the game, but sometimes you can't because... plot reasons. Oh well. Wonder how long it took to build this establishment. Like, I always wonder how long it takes to build a lot of buildings in general. Like, nice. I know I went to a community college for my first 2 years of college. I'm actually going away to a 4-year institution starting this fall, so I want to get DDS2 done prior to that. But when I went to the community college, and again, to find this password, you just look on the back of the card. I first started there in the fall of 2013, and they were building like a new building. And it was like they had like the foundation up and everything, but it wasn't like really done all that well. So they were still building it. Then the next semester, they got a little farther along. Then the next semester, they were really far along. And then my final semester there... This is a hint to deciphering the password, by the way, but we'll find out once we get the card. My final semester there, the building was done, and I actually had a class inside of it. It's actually where my final class was, so it did feel kind of like a bookending almost. Like, I've watched this building go up over so long, and now I can finally take a class in it. And it was a really nice building compared to the rest of them. It had showers in it. In just a random institution. It wasn't even like the gym or anything. It was... what was it? Community Education Building. I took a sociology class in it, and it wasn't really all that fun. Because I don't know, the teacher didn't feel all that great. But... that actually scared the piss out of me. I forgot the whole point I was trying to make here. Oh yeah. Like, that took like 2 years to build that building. How long did this building take to make? Just like building feats in general are kind of amazing to me. How the hospital I go to a lot, because I'm still, if you've been around on my channel this long, you know that, last July, a little over a year ago actually, it was like July 11th, I had to have a surgery that really knocked me out. And they had just started building, like a dental facility next to it. And I went back there last month, and it's a giant facility, and they have clearly a lot more workers working on it than the one at my college, but it's amazing how fast they can get it done. Like, it's a giant building, and they're almost done. That'd be nice if someone gets the drop on you, but the only time I ever think it's really gonna be, necessary is for 2 bosses. Super bosses. There we go. Now, the card that this guy wrote down for us is the trick to deciphering the password to this. So, we look at the security card 5, and it's labeled Abyss. Now, what you have to do is you have to translate the numbers, or the letters to numbers, based on that guy's, card. And you don't put, like, 0, 1, you just put 1 for, the first one. We're good. And fortunately, that was the worst of the dungeon. Got it done with significantly easier than I thought I would. So let's treat ourselves to one more item, which is a Great Chakra, which replenishes everyone's MP to the max. I think they're too good to use. Say hello to an old buddy one last time.
All alone this time? Where's your buddies?
They're right here. Can't you tell?
No, you ate them?
Humans must never be inferior to their own creations. I know. My comrades would agree.
How could you? You don't deserve to call them comrades.
Tell me, what did you inherit by devouring them?
Strength.
I pity you. We've learned that strength is not everything. Cielo is far greater than you.
And if you're not prepared, this is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. This is Yaksa Abaddon, and he has traits of all 3 of the Trivana members. Also, if you don't have Cielo in your party, he's gonna force his way into your party in this fight. So train up Cielo. Now I know you can like switch him out, but it's just more convenient to have him around. Now in this first phase, he's weak to Force. And I'm not using Gale for that because he's too busy casting Makakaja. Man, I'm just saying, Abaddon looks terrifying like this in 3D. I think Abaddon was in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne as well, but in his different appearance. Like the one that Strange Journey used. But this fight's the reason I wanted to level grind up as much as I did. I think that always goes for the person in the middle. And when he uses Bellow, his property changes. Now he acts more like, I believe, Ganga. So now he's weak to Earth. Yeah, you only get 3. Now, if you don't deal enough damage in time, I think the person that he ate will die, and then he'll use Noxious Cloud, which deals... I don't remember if it deals damage or not, but it can poison everyone and probably does a shitload of damage. This is probably the most dangerous phase. Simply because getting hurt hurts. Everybody hurts sometimes. Fortunately, we're dealing just a crap load of damage. And the landmine helped. God, when he starts going into pissy boss mode like this, it's scary. It's like, don't start throwing dying spells at me when we just got Tarazi. But because he can use like a lot of the skills, it's difficult to know which shield to put up. So it's probably better that you don't. Now, I wanted to say he was going to go into Q-Shi's form here, but he's taking neutral damage from Agilao, so I just want to say he went back to Belarus. But it's still probably more damage than Zama would be doing. And with proper planning, this fight is very easy. With improper planning, like when I first played through the game, you're going to get your butt kicked. You're going to be barfing out shoes. And that'll be good. Oh yeah, MP back that we don't need.
I think that's enough for now. Get out of my sight.
How could I?
Strength isn't the only way to be strong. Live life and remember your comrades. Gotta bear your own burden, your karma.
And that's the last we're ever gonna see of the Tribvana. Much like that, it's like one final fight, it's over. Though we didn't have to blow the Tribvana up this time. Unless that 3% was super important. It really drives it home that all the struggles we went through in DDS1 were really just trying to perfect a demon virus, and in the end, it didn't really matter all that much. The thing that ended up mattering the most is that we managed to enter the real world. You could say that. And I can't even really tell what it is. It could be gross. It could not be gross. It could be an embryo. But we have nothing to prove that. I'm just assuming since it's a weird, creepy science lab that it might be an embryo. Because that's how you always know it's mad science, when there's, like, human experimentation. Because we'll experiment on just about anything, but the second we bring another one of our own kind into it, it just gets weird. Because clearly we sympathize more with our own selves. Though it is weird in that respect, like, you could see another person's baby and be like, ew, but then, like, you see their puppy and they're like, ah, that's so cute. Now, for a total mood whiplash.
Sarah!
Serve. Serve! You're alive. I thought that you were gone.
That will need to wait.
Heat!
You will obey me, Seraphita. Your duty as shaman is to soothe God and preserve humanity. Accept this duty, and your friends will not be harmed.
Stop this instant!
Why'd you just stand there? Is operating on its own!
That can't be. The system isn't even connected.
Connection opened. It's transmitting from our side. Upload rate is 945.56 zettabytes per second! That dwarfs even the incident 5 years ago! The Earth, it's disappearing. God Gods consuming data from the planet itself!
Leave them.
Surf's in there!
Surf is dead. He died so that we could live.
How could this happen? The human race is doomed.
You refuse to accept that emotions influence actions. The history of mankind ended long ago.
How could he do that to our leader? We're comrades! Oh, what the hell? It wasn't supposed to be this way!
Cielo.
Do you know of a way to stop the data transmission? We only have until sunrise.
I'll tear it out of the ground myself if I have to.
That's not an option. God must be returned to normal. The only way to speak with God is the EGG.
So what do we do?
The power plant. Machines need energy, right? Even machines that mimic God.